Okay, it's taken several hours of work, but it's time for the moment of truth. This is the brand new Eachine Aurora 100mm FPV racing drone. We reported the other day that the failsafe on this racing drone does not work. That means that when the transmitter dies or the signal dies, that the aircraft just keeps on flying instead of the failsafe kicking in, causing it to drop out of the sky. This is a problem that a number of Eachine aircraft have shown. We checked out this EX-105 here. The failsafe did not work on it. It did not work on this Bat, and it did not work on the Aurora 90. All Eachine aircraft, all using Flysky receivers, and all bound to the same Flysky FSI-6 transmitter. However, we do have one aircraft where the failsafe did work. This is the Eachine Falcon 120, and it was bound to the same exact aircraft, and the failsafe worked. The only difference between all of these aircraft and this one is the receiver. Now, when I contacted Banggood about this issue, their suggestion was to send us a new flight controller. You'll see the flight controller is that board that the USB cable is plugged into right there, but the receiver that this Aurora uses is this little Flysky receiver right here. And by the way, this is a real pain in the butt to disconnect. It's got 5 solder joints. There's 3 right there and 2 right there. And you pretty much have to get all 5 of them hot at the same time and kind of just pry it off the circuit board. It's very difficult to get this receiver off. But Banggood suggested that the problem was with the flight controller. A lot of people said maybe you should just flash Betaflight back onto the flight controller. And I'm not 100% sure exactly what the problem is. There may be some stack overflow issue or something like that. I don't know. But the solution that I came up with and the test that we're going to do here is we have the Flysky FS-A8S receiver here from the Falcon 120. We have taken a signal wire and we have it plugged into the PPM port, and it is soldered to the signal plug on our flight controller right there. And of course we've got power and ground that are soldered onto the power and ground right there. Now this flight controller only allows for PPM. You can't do S-bus or I-bus configuration. I tried. But we have it connected to Betaflight right here. Let's go look at our failsafe tab there, and you will see, you know, failsafe is turned on, it's set to drop, and so forth. And that configuration is actually the same on all of these aircraft. There is no difference in the Betaflight configuration on any of these aircraft. It is exactly the same on all of them. The only thing that is different is the receiver. So we're going to do a little test for you really quickly here. We have soldered this receiver in place. We're going to turn on our transmitter, which is already bound to this receiver. And I'm going to show you something really interesting into the transmitter here. We're going to go up into the receiver setup, and I'm just going to show you failsafe is turned off on all the channels. But here is the moment of truth. We're going to raise the throttle, okay? And we will see the lights change because it's a really cool little light bar. It changes color as you raise throttle. Now when I kill the throttle, this light bar needs to go back to red, signifying throttle's gone back to 0. So I'm going to turn off the transmitter, and we're going to see one nice Cylon blinking red eye right there. That means that this flight controller is sending out 0 throttle right now. That means that the failsafe worked. See, the transmitter is off. The throttle is not at the same point that it was. So that tells us that the problem is with the receiver. So the FS-A8S receiver, the failsafe works great. I don't know, maybe these other Flysky receivers are having some stack overflow issue or something like that, or it just keeps sending out the last signal that it got whenever the signal drops, because it stays powered on, so it probably just keeps sending out a signal. I don't know exactly what is causing it, but this shows you right here, and we'll go ahead and we'll turn our transmitter back on. We'll do the experiment one more time. Okay, so I'm going to raise my throttle all the way up. You see the lights get all nice, and we'll go into the blue right there. And as soon as I turn off the transmitter, there you go, went to red. We got a nice blinking red Cylon eye right there. Transmitter's off, and of course if I turn the transmitter back on, it will ask me to give my throttle to 0, and then there you go. So that is what this whole failsafe issue seems to be. It may actually be some weird configuration in Betaflight. I'm not 100% sure. But this is a PPM configured receiver here. I've had to do a little bit of delicate shoving of the wire there in the PPM port because I didn't really have the right plugs for it. But I hope this answers the question as to why the failsafe is not working. I mean, I guess it doesn't really answer the question. It just tells you that the problem is with the receiver more than it is with the flight controller, because I did not flash Betaflight back onto this flight controller. I did not reprogram this flight controller. The only thing I did was put in a different receiver. So that's the moment of truth. That should tell you exactly what you need to do if your failsafe is not working. You should probably replace your receiver with something like this FS-A8S receiver. I don't know exactly what the issue is with these receivers, but I'm going to go ahead and send this video on to Banggood and let them know that when they send me out a brand new flight controller to try and fix this problem with, that it probably won't fix the problem. But again, I'm not 100% sure. The problem could be somewhere in the flight controller, and that it's set up to only receive the failsafe and have it work properly with this specific receiver, and that there's something configured in the flight controller that won't allow the failsafe to work with this receiver but allows it to work with this one. I don't know. I don't exactly know what the problem is, but that's as much information as I can give you guys right now. As always, we appreciate you tuning in to RC 101 with the Taoist Flyer. If you enjoyed this video, then click subscribe so that you'll be able to stay in touch with our channel in the future, and stay tuned for more. Flying in acro mode right now. It's handling. It's really handling. Yeah, it can handle.